Welcome back to another episode of Talk 21. I'm David Vitti, and I've got my host here, Sam Genova.
Oh yeah.
I'm good. I'm good. So off camera, we're getting ready. We're getting camera set up and that, and we were talking. We're talking free about like things that are affecting people today. Some of it directly to real estate, some of it not, and the big topic out there is mental health and how it's been changing our ways in with regards to in real estate and just in general. And there's so many things going on in the world these days, and it's hard not to like sometimes get bummed out and or thinking that there's issues out there and how are people dealing with it. So
Yeah, for sure. I think you know everybody at one point in their life is gonna severely suffer from mental health, whether
or
it's
yeah, or
through
an experience that
an
causes yeah.
experience. Yeah, so I think today, with the fast paced life we live in, everybody kind of suffers at one point or the other mental health, and I think it's just bringing awareness to everyone out there that sometimes you don't know how to approach someone, or maybe you don't know how to talk to
Or
someone,
yeah, or advise them, like, or
or
try to
or
understand it.
advise them or understand them. And I just feel like this is a way for us to say, if you're clients, friends, does anybody ever need somebody to talk to, I mean, they can always call us and have a discussion, and anything we can do to kind of try to help their situation.
Sure.
I mean, we're always willing to. We do. I feel so much for our clients during the whole procedure of the
Yeah.
transaction that we're not only here for that. We want obviously our clients are built on. We want a lifetime. For me, all my clients are my friends, and I consider them friends and family.
Right.
So sometimes people can't. They don't think away from just the transaction, and I mean, a true friend's kind of always there when you kind of need them.
Right.
So, just a way for us to kind of say, if you need anything, feel free to reach out. We're always there,
Right.
because everybody's suffering at some point or the other.
I think, but as it directly relates to real estate, I mean, I was just thinking, like, with these rate hikes and people being upside down on their financial, like, so all I can say is when it comes down to like mental health and how it relates to real estate and what brings on some of these things, like these depressions or
Yeah.
it's a lot of it could be financial, and I think with us being in the business, you know, we've been sometimes I feel like we've been misled, with these rate hikes being so low. They were telling us to go spend the money, it's
Sure.
money's free, and
Free.
now a year later we're like totally upside down, whether it's on an investment property or primary residence, and like people are making good money, and it's just they're like, but they're just leveraged. I feel like they're just feeling the anguish of the financial burden, and the only advice I can give now that we've learned, like, we have control of this, like, not the mental illness part, but we have control of our finances, and we need to really understand, like, how much more is this going to make us that happy, like the primary residence. Do we need that extra square footage? Like, we have enough space, or do we really need, because these are costs that we incur. There's no return on this investment until you sell it. So while you're living, you've stretched yourself that extra two, four, $5 million mortgage, bigger mortgage to fulfill what you want. But in the bigger picture, you're living your life like
Stressed.
paycheck to paycheck, making the payments. So, like, the only thing as it directly relates to real estate, that's the only advice I can give. Other than that, like, I mean, there's traumatic experiences that happen in people's lives. We can just be sounding boards. Unfortunately, the financial burden is there. It's real. It's happening. So there's not really much you can do other than mitigating more risk by not taking on more debt. Because I feel like with these new plans to like amortize longer or just pay interest and no principal, all it's doing is just prolonging
It's
the
just
inevitable.
lipstick, yeah.
So yeah, sometimes we become humbled. We need to maybe go back to family, like live with family,
There's nothing wrong with
and
that.
yeah, like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's maybe perception doesn't look that great, but it's real. It's real. It's going on out there, and I'm saying it's not in every community, but it's real.
Yeah, and
Now,
you know what? There's
sorry to interrupt. I just
Yep.
want to actually ask you something. So now they say that the unsung hero in this situation is a mortgage broker. Do you agree? Can a mortgage broker help in this financial turmoil of the situation we live in?
Absolutely. If you feel that you're having struggles, whether it's your mortgage, living paycheck to paycheck, you should definitely contact your mortgage broker and find out what's the best avenue and how to deal with the situation, especially if you're still on a variable like that. You should have taken care of a long time ago already, because they can flip you into a fixed rate. I know the rates aren't great, but there's options. You can do short term. You can do a 1 year, a 2 year. You'll pay a premium on the mortgage rates, but at the end of the day, in 2 years, hopefully rates will start to drop. You're starting to get back into that affordability. And
But we're talking about years, right? We're not, people can't expect a turnaround mid next year.
no, but I mean,
but it does,
who know- like-
we've talked about mortgages all along. We understand that's a short term repair, but I think we've got to learn the bigger picture. Is we got to learn is like nothing's for free. Like, you know, you can get a better mortgage, like a lower rated mortgage, but it's like anything could happen, and this is anything that is just happening now, and it's basically maybe we got to realize that maybe we shouldn't be extending. We shouldn't rely on being leveraged so much to live our lives. You know, and we got to find happiness without having all these material goods to get us to the next level. Like sometimes we got to just, do we need all this? Do we need to leverage ourselves this much? What are we doing all this for? So that's the bigger picture. But yes, on the short term, yes, we need to go figure this out, like for the next couple of years, because rates, I don't think we're going to come down that quick. They went up too quick. I don't think they're going to come down that quick.
no.
So it's going to be a hard run for a couple of years for some people, and a lot of people, not even some people. So
Well,
Well, they say that mental health obviously is the number one problem in the world. Now, how do you stay with the right mindset in order to deal with all of these ups and downs that come daily?
try to build yourself around positive people. Try to stay around people that are positive and motivating and trying to help you, get through whatever you're going through. If you're around negative people, I always told myself, my dad always told me when I was young, he says always try to surround yourself with positive people.
yeah,
you know?
positiveness is very important. Having a positive mindset and surrounding yourself with people of that mindset is obviously really good. And this is just temporary. Like, that's another thing. You got to think this is temporary and everything's fixable. As long as we have our health and we're ready to rock still, and we're waking up and we can do what we need to do, we'll get through it. This is a bit of a hurdle, but and there's definitely caregivers and professionals that can help out. There's definitely
that's right.
people. There's definitely people you can talk to about.
Yeah.
There's a lot of insurance. A
Psychiatrists.
lot of insurance companies cover this stuff too. So if you need to, I'm sure. Like there's a lot of health plans that are out there that you don't have to be even out of pocket.
Yeah, you're not
sometimes,
alone.
or sometimes just talking to a family or friend,
Yeah,
or your realtor.
Yeah.
And then the last segment to this topic is there are a lot of motivational speakers out there. Should we take those speakers with a grain of salt?
That's a tough one. I don't know. Sometimes watching these, I feel like in life you connect with the people you know and you trust.
Right.
And I think motivation or that mindset of positive, whether watching some guy on TV that, I mean, I guess it does help, but I don't know. I
think
it's a tough one.
whatever works for you do, but at the end of the day, it's just like whatever you're trying to fulfill, you gotta kind of work at it yourself. Like you can take the positions and roles that they're telling you to take on, but at the end of the day, it's just a lot of hard work, and you just gotta be focused and getting through it on your own with the help from professionals. Sometimes motivational speakers, they're selling a product or a service, you know what I mean? And sometimes it's money driven. And I'm not saying they're not effective, but sometimes, you might just have to just talk to somebody else, not just a motivator.
Yeah, you're not alone. So there's many ways, many people you can talk to. Try to reach out if you need help. I mean, that's...
So when it comes to selling a home now in this market, people are expecting prices from last year.
Yeah.
How do people come to the idea of trusting their realtor that they know what the best price is in this market?
Yeah, I think pricing today has got to be very bang on, because if you're getting those clients that are thinking last year pricing, it's just going to sit. So you're just, if they're really in need to sell, they really need to pay attention to their realtor and what they advise them,
How
because
do you convince them though? How do you convince them to say, hey,
you show them what's going on. You show them the comparables. You show them what's happening in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
You show them what they're going against, right?
And more so, but not only that, like more so now we need to really hear our clients. Like sometimes, when you're selling a house that's like a smaller home and you're moving into a bigger home, you understand that the move is like not so lateral. It's more up to do something better. So like it's not that important, but you know, if they find the right home. But now we're finding in situations where like people are a bit more anguished, they're a bit more stressed, they're having a hard time making ends meet. And I'm not saying everybody, and I'm not saying all the clients and listings are like that, but if it is, we as agents have to listen a little bit more, and our clients have to tell us a bit more, because like month to month could be devastating, like could be a financial burden. And if we don't have a very, very good picture of what's going on in their financial health per se, we don't know how much to push or not to push. Because sometimes we tell our clients the price point is here, they're still here, and we need to bring them here. But if you understand the urgency of it, you can really like come on a bit stronger. And it's not the right, we don't want to put pressure, but if really this is what you need to do, like it's not getting any better.
I think the clients will when they really gotta do it, I think they'll reiterate that.
Yeah,
you know what I
and
mean?
yeah,
If they're in the situation.
and then sometimes we gotta really make sure they understand we're on the same team.
Yeah,
Like, you know, sometimes
sure.
like sometimes you think that, you know, we're just trying to do our job to get it sold, and it's not always the case. Like we're buyers and sellers too, right?
Yeah.
So we know what's going on, and we don't want to be taken, and we want to make sure they know that we're on the same team, and we're going to try to achieve the same goal. And you know, it's a lot of money outlays with regards to like transferring land, like transfer charges and commissions and all that. But we're always here to help out, because like, you know, sometimes we do well. Sometimes when we're doing well, we're selling in better times, and we're doing say better commissions. Now it's time to, if we have to help out, we're always here. We're always here to deal with it. We touched on some amazing topics today.
Yes, we did.
Sometimes a little bit out of our comfort zone, but I'm happy we talked about this today. And if you want any more information and need more information about this or anything real estate, you can reach me at C21 Fine Living, and my co-host Sam Genova.
Sam Genova, Century 21. Sheesh. Sam Genova, Real Estate. See you on the next episode.